All right, back at Royal Palm Beach for the Royal Palm Beach PAL Boxing Fall Festival. Here with Sean Flynn and our 10th bout of the night. It pits Malik Lewis against George Herrera.
Thanks for having me back, Dan.
Sure. 132-pounder, 127-pounder. They're 21, 22 years old. And they will box for 3 solid rounds, 3 3-minute rounds. Lewis from Toledo, Ohio. We're not sure where Herrera is from because he did not fill out our information sheet. Shame on you. We would know more about you. But anyway.
The Toledo Rockets football team had a close loss the other night against BYU. I wonder if he's a Rockets fan at all.
A good friend of mine is a Toledo Rockets fan. Nice program for a small school.
Ohio also known for, a lot of famous, boxers in the past. And Boom Boom Mancini being one of them, and Kelly Pavlak. Good history, rich history in Ohio.
Well, and guess who Malik Lewis's role model is? It's Glen Johnson, because he's the man modeling me into the champion I'm soon to become. How about that?
That is wonderful.
And we had Glen Johnson on a little bit earlier in the evening. Terrific guy.
Definitely, and sounds like he wants to help with this collaborative effort of keeping our amateur boxing program strong in South Florida. So that's always exciting to hear.
So again, Lewis in the blue, taking on Herrera in the red. And I got to say, a couple of pretty good boxers here, looks like. They both seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah, and on that note, Dan, too, they look settled in. It's almost like they're both going to work with their lunch pail.
Yeah.
And they know what they got to do. The headgear is not really fitting too well, or doesn't look like it's fitting that well on red corner. Who would that be, Dan?
Herrera.
But that could be purpose.
I'm sorry, red corner is Lewis. My apologies. Yeah, it does seem to be kind of riding a little high there. And
pardon me, is Lewis Glen Johnson's amateur?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. 22 years old, 132 pounds, out of Toledo, Ohio. Okay, they finished the first round, and Sean, how would you rate the quality of coaching these kids get at this level in PAL?
Well, I tell you, from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office standpoint, Deputy Mike Lestrange, and I know he won't mention this, but he had an extensive amateur career of close to 20 bouts, but he trained in the same gym as Muhammad Ali, and Angelo Dundee was a trainer there. And he was around that for quite some time. And as we all know, the greatness of Muhammad Ali, Angelo Dundee. So in terms of what the Palm Beach County PAL has with Mike Lestrange, tremendous experience. Now, again, like in anything, I think for the most part here in South Florida with the PAL gyms, the Boca PAL, I think there's a lot of excellent coaching going on here. One of the things that the association does to keep that going is they have continuous clinics and training for safety and for all kinds of other things, techniques and that kind of stuff. So it only gets better over time.
All right, second round between these two. You saw in the replay earlier, Herrera got in a nice right hand in one of the exchanges between the two. Good right hand there as well. But Lewis is the aggressor. He's pushing the action.
Yeah, these guys are carrying themselves like professionals carry themselves in sparring sessions based on my experience in amateur boxing and being around some pro boxing. So it's for a trained eye and someone that loves boxing, it's really, really fun to watch.
Lewis having to adjust his headgear a little bit there in the corner. And they're back to action in the second round.
And as I watch Lewis more and more, he's reminds me of how Glen operated in the ring, Glen Johnson. I'd like to see his opponent maybe keep the hands up a little higher. Lewis is keeping his hands up higher. And reference the question in reference to coaching, boxing being it's the same sport, but there is some differences between amateur, the approach to amateur and Olympic style boxing versus professional approach. And that's based on the 3 rounds, making it an entire different game in a way versus professionals having to go 12 rounds.
All right, well, Lewis and Herrera about to finish up the second round here. And each guy doing well, getting their scoring punches in.
And if you notice that because these guys are so poised, because they're so competent, we're not getting a lot of reactions from the people in the stands when you sometimes have a more wilder fight with, like we've had previous tonight where we've had guys tripping and falling and going on the ground, which might add to the entertainment value, but the quietness in the gym right now kind of is an attestament to how poised and defensive and solid these two guys are.
Yeah, they're both approaching this like technicians, really, and you can see in the replay what we're talking about.
That was a great job of slipping and moving ahead on Herrera's part in that replay there as Lewis tried to connect.
All right, so once again, the action here tonight brought to you by Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. A little bit more replay action from the second round.
It's interesting too when you get in your car and drive home today, Dan, and I get in my car and drive home. We hit the gas. Sometimes we go slow. Sometimes we go fast. Sometimes we keep the same pace. These two young men are doing that in this match here. That you'll see them throw at 20 miles per hour, and then the next thing you know, they'll be at 70, and then they'll back down, and it's fascinating. And in essence, they're not putting the pedal to the metal to where they're going to blow the engine up and run out of gas. So
something tells me that at some point in this third round, we're going to see pedal to the metal.
Definitely.
Because now they know. Now it's all or nothing.
That's right.
And you can see they've kind of stepped up the intensity a little bit right now in the exchanges.
Yeah, Herrera definitely stepping into some 1-2s with vicious intentions.
And I guess the aim here is to get your opening and then unleash as many punches as you can in a series of combinations.
Yeah, and it's an interesting contrast because, okay, there was a hard by Lewis, but he's been tapping. He just picked it up. But prior to that, he was just going tap, 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 20 miles per hour, 30. And now he's going up to 70 here. Oh.
And I think too that shows maturity in that a lot of times the younger boxers they'll flail away all 3 rounds as much as they can, and by the end of it they're dog tired. These guys want to save that energy that they know they're going to need for a final flurry. That may be the thing that impresses the judges and gets them the win.
Definitely. And Lewis, I tell you, the body shots that he's throwing right now, he's picking up the pace. Good uppercut there.
Nice uppercut, I was going to say, by Herrera.
Yeah. And as I've said before, Dan, watching these guys, I want to go run to the gym and I want to go train.
Yeah. Herrera catches with a piece of a right hand, and then again. It's going to be a very difficult decision, I think, from the judges ringside.
Another experienced female referee in there, and Yvonne Reese. She was a world champion, just like Bonnie Canino. Great to have her in there.
Pretty amazing. We've got three world champions in the gym tonight, and this is not, you know, a state tournament or, you know, a Silver Gloves regional. It's just your basic South Florida tournament, but it's drawn some of the finest people.
Absolutely. Again, thanks to Diane Smith, Rick Bradshaw, you know, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, as always, stepping up to the plate.
Okay, that'll do it. A fine example of pugilism there by Malik Lewis and George Herrera. Three nice, solid rounds of boxing.
Definitely. You know, we also have Digna Balcuna. She's one of our USA Boxing female judges. And we get some replay here. Well, these guys are really sharp. They
Good
really
right
are.
hand there by Lewis. Makes Herrera have to adjust his headgear.
And Digna, her husband, and God rest his soul, Pete Balcunas, within this last year, Pete was one of the South Florida Association's leaders in training all the referees and coaches. Pete being a retired Fort Lauderdale police officer, former Marine, and just a huge part of the Amateur Boxing Network. I give credit to Digna and everybody that knows Pete. We're going to miss Pete.
And Malik Lewis gets the decision over George Herrera in a terrific bout here. And thank you guys for joining us. And once again, we thank the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Rick Bradshaw for providing this terrific boxing action.